You know that moment when you're ugly crying at a Subaru commercial about golden retrievers, then immediately screaming at your husband for breathing wrong, while literally sweating through your bra in a 65-degree room, and it's not even 8 a.m. yet? Yeah. Welcome to what I like to call the hormonal Hunger Games. But here's the plot twist nobody tells you. This chaos has a name. It's probably starting way earlier than you think, and there are actual solutions that don't involve moving to a cave. Hi, I'm your new favorite midlife crisis buddy, and welcome to This Is Fine Midlife Edition, the only channel brave enough to talk about the rage cry phase of life without sugarcoating it. If you've ever Googled, "Am I dying or just 37?" at 2 a.m., you've found your people. Today we're answering the question that's been haunting your 3 a.m. anxiety spirals. What the actual hell is happening to my hormones? And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why your body feels like it's been possessed by a caffeinated raccoon. But first, stick around because at 8 minutes in, I'm going to reveal the 3 hormone shifts that are literally rewiring your brain right now. And one of them explains why you suddenly want to burn down Target when they're out of your favorite crackers. Okay, let's start with the bombshell that nobody prepared you for. You're probably not going through menopause. You're going through perimenopause. And yes, there's a massive difference. Think of menopause as the destination. Like, your periods have officially ghosted you for 12 months straight. But perimenopause? That's the absolutely chaotic road trip that can last anywhere from 2 to 10 years. 10 years. And here's the kicker that'll really bake your noodle. This roller coaster can start in your early 30s. Yep. While you're still paying off student loans and figuring out if you want kids, your ovaries are already planning their retirement party. The reason nobody talks about this is because our healthcare system basically treats women's health like an afterthought. Your high school sex ed covered periods and pregnancy, but somehow forgot to mention that your body would stage a full rebellion in your 30s and 40s. So while you're Googling, "Why do I want to punch everything at work?" your doctor is probably going to tell you it's stress. Spoiler alert, it's not just stress. But why do some women sail through this like it's a gentle breeze, while others feel like they're in a hormonal tornado? I'll explain the unfair truth about that in just a few minutes. Now, let's talk about the symptoms that make you feel like you're starring in your own personal horror movie. And I'm not just talking about hot flashes, though we'll get to those thermal nuclear meltdowns in a second. I'm talking about the weird stuff. The stuff that makes you wonder if you're developing some rare neurological condition or if you're just slowly losing your mind. Like suddenly having the joint pain of an 80-year-old hockey player, or getting heart palpitations that make you convinced you're having a cardiac event in the cereal aisle. Oh, and my personal favorite, the sudden onset of rage at inanimate objects. I once had a full argument with my printer, out loud, and I wasn't even embarrassed about it. But here's what really got me. Nobody told me that my gums would randomly start bleeding like I'd been in a bar fight, or that I'd develop the emotional stability of a teenager watching Titanic for the first time. And then there's the brain fog. Oh my god, the brain fog. It's like someone replaced your brain with cotton candy. You'll walk into a room and forget why you're there 5 times in a row. You'll call your kid by the dog's name. You'll put the milk in the pantry and the cereal in the fridge. But here's what's really wild, and I'll prove this to you in a few minutes. These aren't random symptoms. They're all connected to 3 specific hormones that are basically throwing a toddler tantrum in your endocrine system right now. Now, let's talk about why your doctor probably isn't helping. And before you come for me in the comments, I'm not anti-doctor. I'm anti-medical gaslighting. Here's what typically happens. You go to your doctor with this laundry list of symptoms that are ruining your life. You've done your research, you've tracked everything, you're prepared. And they look at you like you've just described seeing unicorns in your backyard. You're too young for menopause, they say. It's probably just stress. Have you tried yoga? Meanwhile, you're standing there like, Karen, I didn't imagine sweating through my mattress every night. I didn't imagine forgetting my own zip code, and I definitely didn't imagine wanting to throw my coffee mug at the wall because my husband chewed his cereal too loudly. The truth is, most doctors get maybe 4 hours of menopause education in medical school. 4 hours. They spend more time learning about rare tropical diseases than they do about something that affects literally half the population. So what do? You advocate for yourself. You demand hormone testing. You ask for a referral to a menopause specialist. And if they won't listen, you find a new doctor. Because here's the thing. You're not crazy. You're not dramatic. You're not just stressed. Your hormones are legitimately wreaking havoc, and there are actual solutions. Speaking of solutions, at the end of this video, I'm sharing 5 game-changing hacks that helped me go from rage-crying daily to feeling like a functional human again. But first, let me explain exactly what's happening in your body right now. All right? It's time for the big reveal. Remember when I promised to explain the 3 hormone shifts that are literally rewiring your brain? Here we go. Meet the unholy trinity: estrogen, progesterone, and cortisol. First up, estrogen, the drama queen. During perimenopause, your estrogen doesn't just decline. Oh no, that would be too simple. Instead, it goes on this absolutely unhinged roller coaster ride. One day it's sky high, making you feel invincible. The next day it's crashed harder than a teenager after their first heartbreak. This estrogen chaos is why you can feel amazing on Monday and want to burn the world down on Tuesday. It's also why you suddenly can't sleep, why your skin feels like it belongs to someone else, and why you've developed opinions about everything your partner does. Next, progesterone, the ghost. This is your chill-out hormone, your natural anxiety medication, your sleep aid, and during perimenopause, it basically pieces out, just disappears, vanishes like your motivation to meal prep. Without progesterone, you're like a phone with no case. Everything feels more intense, more fragile, more likely to shatter at the slightest impact. And finally, cortisol, the chaos demon. When your body is dealing with all this hormonal mayhem, it interprets it as stress. So your cortisol levels spike like you're being chased by a bear, except the bear is your own endocrine system, and it never stops chasing you. High cortisol is why you feel wired but tired, why you crave sugar like it's going out of style, and why you've developed that lovely spare tire around your middle despite not changing your diet. So there you have it, your hormonal villains. But here's the plot twist. You're not powerless against them. Okay, enough doom and gloom. Let's talk about how to fight back against the unholy trinity. These are the 5 game changers that took me from wanting to fake my own death daily to actually enjoying life again. Game changer number 1, eat like your hormones are watching. Because they literally are. Flax seeds, fatty fish, and leafy greens can help stabilize estrogen. Magnesium-rich foods like dark chocolate, yes really, can calm your nervous system. And reducing sugar and caffeine can stop feeding the cortisol chaos demon. Game changer number 2, move your body, but not like a maniac. High-intensity workouts can actually make cortisol worse. Instead, try strength training, yoga, or walks in nature. I started doing 20-minute strength sessions, and it was like someone turned down the volume on my anxiety. Game changer number 3, sleep like your life depends on it. Because it kind of does. Blackout curtains, a cooling mattress pad, and no screens an hour before bed can work miracles. I also started using a sleep mask that looks ridiculous but works amazing. Game changer number 4, stress less. Easier said than done. I know, but even 5 minutes of deep breathing or meditation can lower cortisol. My favorite hack, screaming in the car. It's free therapy. Game changer number 5, find your hormone ally. This means finding a healthcare provider who actually understands perimenopause. It might take some searching, but having someone in your corner who doesn't gaslight you is life-changing. Now, Remember that question about why some women breeze through perimenopause while others suffer? Here's the unfair truth. Genetics, stress levels, and lifestyle all play a role. Some women won the genetic lottery, others have less stressful lives or started taking care of their health earlier, and some are just lying about how fine they are. But here's what I want you to remember. Even if you didn't win the genetic lottery, even if your life is stressful, even if you're starting this journey later, you can still make this phase manageable. You have more control than you think. If this video made you feel seen, heard, and slightly less insane, smash that subscribe button like your hormones depend on it. Because honestly, they kinda do. Next week, we're diving deep into 10 perimenopause symptoms nobody warns you about, including the one that made me Google early onset dementia 17 times. Drop a fire emoji in the comments if you're ready to stop suffering in silence, and tell me, what's the weirdest thing your hormones have made you do this week? I'll read the best ones in next week's video. Until then, remember, you're not broken, you're just in the remix phase of life. And this remix, it can actually be pretty amazing once you know the beat. This is Fine, Midlife Edition, and I'll see you next week, probably with wine.